We fought real hard for what became the Roadless Rule for Alaska in 2001. Now they want to roll it back and weaken it. They again haven't talked to us. We have come here to speak with those on Capitol Hill to ask that we be looked at as human beings, not as relics that have been put into the museum. We need to be heard. It's important that we work towards making this Roadless Rule a law, so that it cannot be tampered with at the whim of one election to the next.
We are not here just for us. We are here for Alaska and Southeast Alaska, and it is about 90% say that they are for the Roadless Rule. It is working. We are seeing stuff coming back. It's like a dominoes effect. You take these trees away, everything else is gonna fall. Not just the animals, not just the plants, but the people. The Roadless Rule is making a difference, but we need to keep it there, otherwise it's gonna be gone.
We want our Tongass Forest to be protected. It's one of the largest national forests in the world, and it provides 8% of carbon for the rest of the people in the world. It's not just us that we're worried about, it's climate change. And now they want to take a bunch of steps backwards. We want you to stand with us and help represent us, because we as a culture are not being represented by our senators in Alaska. They have a different vision, and it doesn't consider 90% of people that live up there. The survival of our culture right now is dependent on this Roadless Rule.
We're a part of that ecosystem, and it's finally coming back to what it once was, and it's really important that it stays because it's a way of life. If this happens, it brings devastation, and it's like another genocide. It just brings nothing but harm for the ecosystem and the people and the fish. We rely on all of it, and the Forest Service is going to try and log the old growth, which is what we're fighting against. We need the Roadless Rule coded in the law.
It's one of the most important forests in the world, but also here in the United States in terms of carbon sequestration. It makes no sense with the IPCC report that's come out giving us 10 to 12 years to be destroying this forest that is most important for Indigenous people and all the cultural survival that they are dependent upon. That's the most important thing, but also to think about it in terms of, our nation and the entire climate change issue globally, that it's a really important forest.
We are connected to the land in a way that people do not understand because they are not in it all the time. And this is our medicine, it recharges us. People that live in the city, they have lost that connection. They're in this concrete jungle. Why do we seek out going camping? Why do we seek out going hiking? Because it recharges you, it makes you feel better, and that's because we are connected to this land and that we need to stand up for it. What are we gonna leave our children? Rocks. That's what it's gonna be. We can't eat rocks.
Our voices have to be as important as any industries, if not more important, because the industries come in. We live there, and we have to live with the impacts. And we haven't even recovered from the clear cuts of the late last century. And the 2001 Roadless Rule has to be allowed to work. And it is working well for us now.
Look at these trees, not just as trees, not just as pulp or paper or a pencil or money. Think of us, the people that are there, all the animals that are there. There was a vote last year to exempt the state of Alaska from the Roadless Rule, putting the Tongass at risk, but luckily they failed. There will likely be other votes this year, and we want you guys to stand strong and help our voices be heard and be amplified. And I feel like you guys can help us do that and help stand behind us and with us and stand up for the Tongass National Forest.